Hello, I'm Janet.
I'm Ashley.
And I'm Amber.
And we are two girls and a bottle of wine.
Because men like boobs.
And girls like wine. Wow. Our energy level is like, it's not just you, Ashley. I gotta tell you, girls, I hit a wall today. So for 15 years straight, I've been going into the office and coming home. And for the last 2 months, I stopped doing that for obvious reasons. And this is my first week back. And I'm like, Wednesday, I'm ready to tap out. I asked to work from home tomorrow because I'm like, I just need to not have to do the things. It's going to take some time for me to get back into the swing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm sure.
For sure.
I feel like such a wuss. Like, I was like, okay, boss is boss. This is what I'm feeling, and it's nothing COVID related. I'm just flipping exhausted.
Well, it's like not that you like put on a show when you are at an office, but you have a different mentality because you like have to be on. Mm-hmm. And when you're working from home, like if you have a moment where you're not on, it's not like people are judging you.
Right. I would like to see the like life expectancy of those that work from home versus those that don't. Because I feel like I'm going to die. But thankfully, my leadership super understanding. And they're like, yeah, no problem. And I was like, really? Because I stressed about asking. But yeah, so I am drinking water tonight just to... Because if I had wine, I'd probably fall asleep in the middle of our podcast.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Amber's drinking tea, and I'm drinking Gatorade.
Woo! So. We are party monsters.
I know. We're just killing it. I can't even come up with words. So this is going to be a good podcast.
How's your guys' week? I just gave you my rundown.
Mine's been
you go,
okay.
Ashley.
Yeah. I've been dealing with, there's been a lot of stuff blowing up at work, so I've been trying to deal with that. But today I had a migraine, so most of the day I did not work. I got on my computer a little bit to yell at a vendor. That was fun.
Yikes.
and to join a call about another issue that was happening. But for the most part, I laid down. It's my first migraine in a really long time. I would say in like maybe 2.5 months. Actually, I don't think I've really had migraine since we've gone to the work from home thing.
Do you think it's stress?
It could be stress. We also have not been eating the best in the last couple weeks.
I think quarantine does that, man.
The last couple days, I should say. So it could be that.
You living on the Reese's peanut butter cups and Lay's?
I actually made homemade peanut butter cups over the weekend.
Wow.
So
I did not even know that.
I know, that was just perfect segue.
Oh, goodness. Well, Amber, how about you? How are you?
I am super stressed. Work has been insane. I haven't been sleeping that much. And I'm just, quite honestly, I'm just exhausted. I'm mentally, physically, and emotionally exhausted. Trying to take care of myself and like take PTO has been insane, and I haven't really had an opportunity to do it. I took PTO last week on Monday, and I regret it because it just screwed me. But so I'm just tired. I don't know.
So we have a long weekend coming up, Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah. It's like going to be different this year because it's not like we're going to have barbecues or anything like that. Like, I'll probably sleep.
Right? I'm definitely planning on sleeping in. That's for sure. That's about it. I have some house chores to do that are just normal house chores, nothing crazy.
Yeah, I think I'm going to be picking up dandelions out of my backyard.
I got some of that spray that it doesn't kill grass, but it kills weeds. And I think it's working.
Yeah, so we got that, and it technically works, but we are still going to have to, like, dig up
They wilt and die, but they just stay there.
And you have to be careful about the dogs with that, Amber.
Oh, too. I know. We double checked it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Before we sprayed it. And then, and Piper doesn't like the smell of it anyway, so she hasn't been going near anywhere where we sprayed it. But we double checked to make sure that it wasn't harmful, the kind that we got.
Yeah.
And then, and I also bought a little dandelion scooper thing. So that gets in this weekend.
We can send some Marco Polos because I still have to finish the top. So we can send some Marco Polos of us dandelion digging.
Our Memorial Day weekend fun.
Hey, last Memorial Day weekend, we completely redid our backyard. So I think it's only right that I do full circle and just finish the backyard.
There you go. There you go. So we've had a lot of Bachelor Nation news this week. Before we get to the big one that Ashley has a lot of thoughts on. Fred Willard passed away, and he's been like a regular every season of The Bachelor.
Yeah, he was on Bachelor. I forgot.
Yeah. So that was a bummer.
It was really sad.
And then
Annie Glenn passed away today. Do you guys know who Annie Glenn is?
I was really hoping somebody else was going to say something.
Oh,
tell us.
She was John Glenn's astronaut wife, and she died of COVID complications. But I think she was 100, and she had a speech impediment, so she became an advocate for people with speech impediments.
That's awesome.
Oh, that's cool.
So.
But that's sad that she passed away.
Yeah.
There have been a lot of deaths lately.
Yeah.
In happier news, Kaitlyn Bristowe dropped a song out of the middle of nowhere. Like, the night before, she was, saying something about it on Instagram, and I didn't quite understand what was happening. And then the next day, I was like, oh, she has a song. And I freaking love it. It's called If I'm Being Honest. Have you girls listened to it?
Yeah, I have. I really like it.
Ashley.
I added it to my faves playlist.
I don't know why you're surprised that I have not listened to it.
Jeez.
I thought it was really good. I really liked it. And I think Brett Kissel did a cover of it because she was in one of his videos, and she actually sang that song for them at their, at a cabin or something like that when they were spending time together with their family or their couples and all of that a couple months back. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah. And then Jade and Tanner are having another baby.
Oh my God, I know.
Baby number 3. And their latest baby is 9 months old.
Yeah.
They don't mess around.
Yeah, they're probably using that Evo. What is that thing that they always do? All the Bachelorette people always have the bracelet on that helps them with their...
fertility?
Yeah, their fertility. It's like an Evo Flow, Avo, or something like that. But they've been using that, and all the Bachelorette people have, and it's been helping all of them track their stuff and have all the babies.
Yeah.
You're also much more fertile right after you have a baby. So I think they're called Irish twins when you have them within a year of each other.
That's just exhausting.
Yeah.
I feel like your hoo-ha is quite sore after that, though. So, I mean, sticking the P and the V after that. It's just
she better be doing her Kegels.
Kegels. Yes, we should all do Kegels, no matter what.
Right now.
Ari,
do them right now, people.
Ari bleached his hair, and that created quite the stir.
Which I'm not really sure why it caused quite a stir, but I don't mind it.
And then Nick Viall looked really hot running. Ashley sent that. Didn't Ashley send that today?
Ashley did, yeah.
Because I was like, Amber would never send that.
I would never. Mm-mm.
He is a cute man.
Yeah, I kind of want to barf a little.
Ashley, did you find him to look cute in that picture?
He looked good. His body looked good. I don't really his face isn't. It's
yeah. You could put a paper bag over his face.
Oh my gosh. Okay, let's get to the big news. The big news. Hannah B made a big mistake.
Yeah, she did.
On her Insta Live, she was singing a song that I don't know anything about. And she used the N-word. And then tried to, like, deny it. And then halfway apologize. And, she did not handle that properly.
There was a lot of feedback. And that article that I sent with Nick in it, if you actually read through it, mostly it was about Hannah B. Mm-hmm. And this whole situation. Because he called her out as well.
A lot of people did.
Well, and Rachel Lindsay, who is a previous Bachelorette, who to be honest, I'm not a huge fan of Rachel Lindsay. But there was another article that I read where she was talking about it, and she was kind of like beating around the bush, but not beating around the bush, and made it sound like they had some kind of conversation about what she should be doing. And so it looks like Hannah B has taken a hiatus. So she hasn't posted anything since then on any social media.
It's probably wise. Ashley, you said you had lots of thoughts.
Yeah, mainly around, so there's kind of like two camps that people have been falling into. One is it was more innocent than what people think because she was singing a song lyric as opposed to like using the term in a derogatory fashion. Yeah. And then there's the other camp of like, it's just wrong in general. And I think there are a lot of people that are on both sides. Me personally, just how I've always been, to me, I know it's a bad word and I know that it offends people. So I would never use that word to anybody. But for me personally, like words are just words. For me, it's all about intention and meaning behind what you're saying. I have a incident with one of Pat's friends where he kept calling me the C word, and I didn't take offense to it because it was like situational. But a lot of people probably would have taken offense to it in that situation. So
that is the harshest word anyone could ever call me.
See, and like, because it's just a word to me. It's 4 letters that string together. That to me, it's like intention behind it. It's like, to me, it was no different than like him calling me a bitch. But historically, that word that Hannah Brown used was made to be derogatory towards people. And therefore, I do agree that she should not have used it. And I 100% agree that she should have done a face-to-face apology. I am totally with everybody on the camp of a worded apology picture on an Instagram is not good enough in this situation. And I also agree with Tyler C, who is like, these are moments where we could tear people down or lift people up. Yeah. And, he's trying to encourage people to lift her up. She's only human. She's going to learn from her mistakes. But she also has to be accountable for those mistakes, which right now is what I'm seeing she's not doing.
Yeah, I think I come from the same perspective that you do. Like, the C word doesn't bother me. I call Nick it like once a month.
Oh my gosh. I don't think that word has come out of my mouth ever.
And when I call it to him, like, it's never like in an argument. Like when we're in an argument or something like that, like I've never called him that, but I do call him that in jest. And it doesn't bother me. The N word, I personally can't say it. It's just something that I don't agree with, but I did happen to date a gentleman from Norfolk, Virginia, that is African American, and he used to make me say it. So he would like sit there and be like, say it, just say it, because he knew that I didn't like saying it. And his perspective on it was, he's like, not everybody's offended by it. Like, it's just, like you said, it's just a word. And so I do feel bad for her. I think that she made the mistake. And then to Ashley's point, like, have a better accountability. And I don't know if she'll come back from her little social media hiatus and have a better perspective on it, or a better response. but in the heat of everything, being in the face of media, she probably could have handled it a little bit better than she's handled it. So.
I foresee her going on to some national platform, like a talk show or something, and being interviewed about it. I don't think
probably.
I don't foresee hopefully she has a publicist or someone that's guiding her. If she didn't before, hopefully she has hired someone now to navigate these waters. Cause she's a celebrity type person, and they're unfortunately held at a greater standard than the yous and eyes of the world, you know? And the cancel culture that we live in is so, like, very quick to cancel. Yeah. That if it's not handled properly, what did she do for a living before? She was a beauty queen?
Yeah. I think that I was looking at her Instagram today, and her last post was, like, her in a bathing suit with some sunglasses on. And I think that the sunglass company, even though she wasn't promoting them, was like, those are our sunglasses, but we have nothing to do with her.
Dear goodness.
To your point, that cancel culture, like, just because someone makes a mistake, I think that is a completely unreasonable standard to hold people to. Like, people are going to make mistakes. The question is, are they going to learn from them, and are they going to become better people, and are they going to be true role models, which I think is what the article with Nick Viall said. Is he was like, she wants to be a role model. This is a perfect opportunity for her to take. Like, she talks so much about wanting to be a role model and being a role model to young girls. And, like, this is a perfect opportunity for her to, like, capitalize on that and prove that she really is a role model.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm not going to comment on Nick Viall.
And speaking of the cancel culture, it came out this week, and I had to pull up the article to remember her name. But the girl that was engaged to Jordan.
Yeah.
Jenna Cooper?
Yes.
So there was this massive story that came out that she was just playing Jordan, and she had a sugar daddy.
Bachelor in Paradise.
Yeah.
They were on Bachelor in Paradise, and I love them.
Yes, and I did too. And then all of a sudden, she's playing the system. She's playing Jordan, and Reality Steve broke the news. And now it's been, almost a year later?
Uh-huh.
And come to find out, she didn't need to be canceled because it was all a lie. Yeah. But it took this long, and her reputation was ruined. Her chances for having any celebrity status after Bachelor in Paradise was knocked out from under her.
Well, in a relationship that obviously had some merit and some grounding, that they were going to move forward, and he was originally behind her, if, like, you read through the article, and then once he was presented with all of the quote-unquote evidence, that's when he turned against her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I read that article, and I, like, felt so vindicated for her. There you go.
I was like, wait, what?
It's migraine brain.
Migraine brain.
Yeah. I don't know. I think to kind of the comment that Tyler had, that Tyler C had, is everybody is just so offendable these days. And everybody takes everything so serious. And I think that I actually had a different point that I'm so tired that I've forgotten what it was.
Oh my goodness. Tired brain.
I went down this road where I had this whole big point. Just gone.
Tyler C.
Tyler C. Just picture him.
Well, because what was his comment? Oh, is that we're trying to lift people up. Like, we're just constantly, we're looking our society, not everybody, but there's such this large portion of our society where we want to just immediately cut people down. I mean, a couple years ago, there was a whole big thing with, like, Ellen DeGeneres where people were, like, backlashing because she went out in public without wearing makeup one time. And wasn't that it? And she was like an Olay.
The CoverGirl Olay makeup combo. Yep.
And people were pissed because she wasn't wearing it or whatever. Like,
oh, wow.
We're just in such a situation where people everybody wants to cut everyone down.
If I was a celebrity, they would be like...
You couldn't endorse makeup, Ashley. You could endorse sports.
That's not true. I look beautiful in makeup.
But you don't like wearing it. Oh, heavens. Do you want to jump into the finale night of Listen to Ya Hot?
Sure.
Come on. Phone it in. Just try. Turn it up just a little.
This is where I only have partial feedback.
Okay. Did you watch the entire episode?
I watched it to a point, and then I shut it off.
Okay. So, the gang, we're down to 3 couples. Matt and Rudy, Jamie and Trevor, Chris and Bree.
Yes.
And they are headed to Nashville. And they use a plane to get there.
I know, which I was actually kind of sad. I would have rather had them be in the tour buses.
That would have been a long tour bus ride.
So, take the time to get to know each other. Figure it out.
So, once they arrive in Nashville, they head to the theater where their final performance is going to take place. And Chris...
They never said, was that Grand Ole Opry?
I thought it looked like the Ryman. It looked like the Ryman
I think it was
to me.
the Ryman.
Okay.
Chris Harrison appears and tells them that they're going to perform 2 songs for the finale. And there's going to be fantasy suites.
Yeah. And then Matt and Rudy were like, oh, we've already done it.
I didn't even think about that, Amber. That's, yeah.
They had already done it. They stayed in that hotel, that sketch hotel in the middle of the desert.
The haunted hotel.
Yeah.
So then they're all sitting in hotel suites waiting for the dates to begin. And that's where Matt and Rudy start to crack and crumble. Matt leans...
Mostly it's Matt's.
Yeah, he leans to her and tells her that they need to talk after this. That's never a good sign. Never.
No.
They get their song assignments, and Matt is just
I was
flipping
really
out.
excited about their song.
I
I
was so
know.
excited about their song.
I was like, they're going to kill it.
Yeah.
Rudy is pretty phenomenal.
I know.
Especially with the Whitney Houston song. Oh, my God. They
it would have
just
been
knocked
so
it
good.
out of the park.
So Matt's pacing the hallway, and Rudy is buried herself in 2 pillows.
Yeah, I think she knows what's happening.
Yeah,
What's going to happen.
she's just trying to avoid. So then Matt confronts Rudy. He... What?
Just Matt and Rudy.
Oh. He's complimenting her.
And then the butt drops.
And he says that he doesn't want her to resent him. And yeah, they decide to go their separate ways.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
it was really drawn out and very
So
dramatic.
much time.
Yeah.
And that's all the notes I have. I have no other notes about it. I was like, okay.
I don't know. At some point, like, she goes crying into a bathroom because every season has to have somebody crying in a bathroom. And the only thing I put down was that he comes and gets her and he's like, let me say some stuff. And she's like, say some stuff?
And then she starts laughing at him.
Yeah.
But it seems like that final conversation actually, it was like acceptance for her.
Yeah. I think it was good for her.
It was actually I felt like an adult conversation. I know that's what I wrote in my notes. Like the adult breakup conversation. It wasn't just like they just left it as loose ends.
Yeah. I still kind of feel like I understand where Matt was coming from at some point, but I think of kind of like Colton and Cassie. Like, they didn't have an engagement. They chose to go a different way. Like, you guys could have still you could have probably won this thing. And then you go on the road and, like, you explore that time together. You don't have to end this in an engagement. The couple that won didn't end this in an engagement. Like, this isn't a forever thing. Like, just because you're not feeling the love the way these other 2 people are feeling love doesn't mean you don't still have chemistry and something that's there to build on. So I'm a little disappointed in Matt that he didn't consider that there were other things, considering how much he felt for Rudy.
I completely agree with you.
So I was very upset.
Devil's advocate, maybe he wanted to take all of his eggs out of the Rudy basket and show America that they weren't in her basket anymore so that he could be the most eligible bachelor.
Oh, maybe.
Well, he was also the one, though, that, like, didn't know anything about The Bachelor. He didn't even know Chris Harrison's name.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I don't know necessarily that that's true. But it's disappointing because they did make amazing music together.
Mm-hmm.
And this is about where I was like, wow, now I'm really bored. And then I just turned it off. But I read, so I know what happens.
So they get ready to go. The other two couples, Bree and Chris and Jamie and Trevor, get ready to go on their dates.
Yeah, so Jamie and Trevor are first.
Mm-hmm.
And it was very odd to me just because they just, like, show up in a hotel room. Like, there was other stuff going on, but, like, we didn't see a dinner. We didn't see a date. They just have dinner in the hotel or something like that.
Like,
and they go upstairs.
Yeah, part of the hotel, like maybe a restaurant in the hotel.
Yeah. It was just very odd. Yeah, I don't know. But
so they went straight to the did they go straight to the fantasy suite, basically?
I felt like they did, but I felt like it was like two different areas. It was kind of hard to tell. So like Janet said, it may have been like an area in the hotel restaurant that just kind of looked, because they want, I don't remember. I don't know. I think I was just mad. So maybe I don't even remember anything.
So, yeah. And obviously they didn't eat at that first stop.
They did not.
Because all the food they had. Did that bother you, Amber?
Because I wanted the donuts. Yeah.
No, because they were just like eating so much.
Oh, no, because they normally, the TV, so the Bachelor and Bachelorette, I have to say, for the most part, is when they do have people eating on camera, they actually tend to like reduce the sound. Mm-hmm. So I couldn't hear anything.
Okay, I just didn't know if the act of watching them eat all that.
Oh, no. They were actually very good at chewing. There are some people that look horrible chewing, and I have a hard time watching that. And it's like a train wreck that you can't look away from. But they were doing okay. But I was also staring at all the donuts.
All the donuts. So they did accept the invitation to spend time together in the fantasy suite.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
They got it on.
Chicka wow wow.
And then we cut to Bree and Chris, and at their dinner.
Their dinner date was absolutely horrible to watch. It was just boring. I didn't care for it.
I'm really glad I skipped everything.
And she decides that she didn't want to
Yep, there was no
progress. Booty. Yeah.
She was like, we're not going to do it.
I read that, yeah. And then she was like regretful the next day, right?
Yeah.
We're not there yet.
Oh, sorry.
Slow down. And Chris seems to be very supportive and is like, can I walk you back to your room? And I thought that was really sweet.
It was. And then he went home and took care of himself.
Oh, dear Lord.
That's right. It gets even more explicit, I think, coming up.
So then the next morning, Jamie and Trevor are all lovey-dovey.
Yeah, they wake up so happy. They're eating all the food, the pancakes, the 8 donuts that are sitting there covered with sprinkles and frosting.
And then Bree, like you said, is freaking out because she thinks she messed up.
Yeah, she's like, I just don't know. Because the other thing that was weird is that we go back and forth. So we go back and forth between watching like Jamie and Trevor eating all the food and they're loving on each other and blah, blah, blah. And then you see Bree and Chris like going in to prepare their songs, which we don't see that at all for Jamie and Trevor. And I get that was the whole build up to everything. But, you know, Bree and Chris, like the chemistry isn't there. Even like their person who's like their producer is like, you know, something isn't right
What's
today.
Wrong?
Like what's going on? And they aren't hitting the notes right. I mean, Chris, when he first started out, he was a little sketch on his notes. And so you kind of also knew if you watched Bachelor and Bachelorette things, you knew that they were leading up to something. Like they were just spending too much time on Bree being upset about how their chemistry wasn't there. And she's like, I just, you know, I feel different. Something isn't right. But we never got to see Jamie and Trevor prepare for their songs.
They were too busy being in love.
They were too busy eating the donut.
So now we get to the point where it's time for the final performances. The judges are... I'm so excited.
I was excited only for Kaitlyn and Jason.
Taye Diggs? Oh,
I like
yummy.
him too.
He is a nice guy to look at. And then you have Rita Wilson and Jewel.
Yep. Interesting judge choices.
Why?
I don't know. I felt like Rita Wilson was an odd choice.
She just released like a country album last year. I think she played at Stagecoach.
Oh.
You guys need to know
Did
things.
not know that.
You learn something new every day.
Yeah. So, I haven't listened to her music.
And all the women were wearing like the same fucking outfit. All the women, Kaitlyn and Jamie and Brie, all had on some kind of black glittery outfit, which I also find interesting because if you go to Rudy's Instagram, she decided to put on the outfit she was going to wear for the finale night. And it's like this blue, like leotard thing with like fur on it. And I'm like, oh, yeah, you would not have fit in at all, which I loved. But it was just funny.
Ashley, what are you watching?
I was just going to go turn it on and fast forward so I can see these outfits that you're talking about.
They all looked exactly the same.
I didn't even catch that. I was just so happy to see Kaitlyn. I love her. I think she's adorable.
I was found that she didn't get more like screen time. I felt like they kept cutting over her. Mm-hmm. Like I'm sure she had more that she said. It got edited out.
Right. So then we have the performances. We have Jamie and Trevor up first. And they perform Unchained Melody. It was definitely a different version of Unchained Melody.
Yeah. I have to say, like, so once Matt and Rudy were gone, I was putting all of my hope in Jamie and Trevor.
What?
Yeah. I completely changed camps. And it's because I'm not a huge Brie and Chris fan. I'm just not. I don't think that musically, I'm not saying that they're bad. I don't feel it the way that I've felt it with the other couples. And I don't think that their voices, Chris has a very strong voice, but I just also don't feel like their voices are as strong as others that were in the season. I don't know. I just didn't feel it. And I felt like
Jamie's boobs are popping out of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, her butt's almost popping out of it too. There's like one point where she like ends her performance and she like leans forward trying to keep her boobs in. I was like, yeah, you might have hyped those ones up a little too high.
And then they have their second song, which is, what was that?
Ice Maker.
Oh, which was Speechless by Dan and Shay.
It was really good.
Yeah.
I liked it. I don't know. I thought they were cute. Like you could feel their chemistry. You could feel that they were closer together. They had like these cute little kisses that they were giving. And I felt like Trevor was a lot more into it than he was previously. Their feedback wasn't as good. They said that, their nerves were obviously there and that they were kind of leaning on one another. That's not necessarily how I felt about their performance, but I could see it. Mm-hmm. Like I just was smiling the whole time with them. Like I don't, maybe it was the song, but I just enjoyed it way more than the one we're about to talk about.
Yeah. So let's get to Brie and Chris, and they sing a song, Make You Feel My Love. Mm-hmm. When you initially hear that song, what artist do you think of?
Well, Tim McGraw and Faith Hill.
No.
That's
Garth Brooks.
What?
It was in Hope Floats.
Oh, I was thinking of It's Your Love. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm still stuck on Matt or Rudy.
Yeah. Hope Floats.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I guess it's a Bob Dylan song that Adele recently redid. I didn't even know.
Lord.
I didn't even know.
I thought that was weird because, I saw that the card said Adele. Mm-hmm. And I was like, that's an Adele song?
No, it's a Garth Brooks song. But no, it's a Bob Dylan song.
Bob Dylan even know. Has written a lot of songs.
Yeah.
A lot of amazing songs.
So they sang. It was fine. People seem to be feeling it in the room, but I really felt like people were more feeling it because of the song. Like, I think their songs, Make You Feel My Love and Give You My Love, were very heavy songs that make you feel those emotions, whether the people on the stage are really, truly in it or not. I'm not saying that Brie and Chris don't have chemistry. I'm sure somewhere along the way they do. I just don't feel it as much as I do with the other couples. And, you know, something that one of the judges said was you could tell that their connection was grounded, which I felt was a really good description of what you see. It's not as, and maybe it's because they're older than some of the other contestants. I don't know. But I just didn't feel it the way that I felt it with Jamie and Trevor in the performance level.
Yeah.
And I think Jamie's come out of her shell a lot and has given some really good vocals in the last 2 performances, even though I don't normally like her voice. So I like I don't know. I'm just sad. Okay.
So
I'm
then,
mad.
Then the judges deliberate.
Yeah.
And we wait. And then they announce that Bree and Chris win.
And then I barfed.
And then there's a tour bus waiting outside for them.
And then I fast forwarded to the end.
Where they were singing.
To see if something exciting was going to happen or if we were going to get an update on anybody else. And no, all I got to see was the stupid winning couple singing at the recording studio. I was yay.
That's something I'm like, why isn't there a After the Rose? I feel like there should have been an After the Rose.
There should have been an After the Rose.
At least a...
so we could rehash the Sheridan, Julia, and Brandon drama?
Yes.
Yes.
I wanted to see Sheridan, okay?
And I want to know, because like on his Instagram, Matt posted that he was sorry to all the fans, but that don't worry, you're going to have more moody music. And I was like, ooh, what does that mean?
Yeah. Well, and that's the other thing is I think that Matt and Rudy, outside of Bree and Chris, I think Matt and Rudy might be the only couple that's still like talking.
Yeah.
You don't think Trevor and Jamie?
Oh, they're not. I read an article.
They're not. Yeah, I thought I sent that article.
Sorry, I may have missed that.
That's okay.
I don't think he moved to Nashville.
He lied? Poor Jamie. Okay.
She's 21.
So our first season of Listen to Your Heart has come to an end.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts? Are you excited for the next round?
Do you think there's going to be a next round?
Well, let's just assume there is.
I think... So I enjoyed it for the simple fact that I felt like there was more substance.
Mm-hmm.
I just would like it to be longer. I think that it would have had a better outcome or a better process. And viewers would have had a better opinion and all of that if it had gone drawn out even 8 weeks. I think 10 weeks would be really good to give them time to really kind of grow. But
well, and it's like the things like the Bachelor Nation is used to, things like being able to see all the parts of the date and that kind of stuff. I felt a little robbed.
We missed that. Yeah. So we couldn't, now that it's over, I don't feel a connection to anyone where I'm like, I haven't followed anyone on the socials. I did listen to a Wells and Brandy Cyrus podcast today where they had Sheridan on, and I still think he's awesome. He was probably my favorite, but I don't follow him on the Insta. And if I never see him again, if he doesn't show up on any other Bachelor piece, I'm fine.
I follow Matt.
Good job.
I follow Matt. And I actually follow Rudy. So
I've debated about following her.
I just am interested to see if they do come out with something, even if it's individually. Mm-hmm. I would be interested to see how that goes. But
jeez, Pat, does he not know we're podcasting? He has
no. He did that on purpose.
What a rude ass. So now coming up next month in a couple weeks, I guess June 6th.
Sure.
I think. I don't know. But they're going to have where they go through a whole entire season in one night. And I know Ashley's like, no, but I'm actually looking forward to this.
I think if it's Crystals or
wait, so they're like fast forwarding a season to be 2 hours?
I don't know if it's going to be 2 hours or if they're going to bombard us with 3. We'll see. But an entire season will be recapped in one night. And so while they do this, we're going to get to see all these different... That's what I was trying to say last week, Ashley. All of these seasons that you and I didn't get to watch. She's Googling, I think. She just put us on pause.
I'm trying to look at, is it going to be on a Saturday night or a Monday night?
I don't know. Why would it be on a Saturday?
Well, because you said June 6th, and June 6th is a Saturday.
I said I wasn't quite sure if that was correct.
Well, that's why I was asking, because I could correct and say, oh, well, June 8th is a Monday.
Maybe that's it. I don't know. But I am looking forward to it. And will we podcast about this?
Yeah, we can podcast about it. I think depending on which seasons, I will not be watching Rachel Lindsay or Nick Viall.
So
Fuck that.
If that is the case, then Ashley and I will have to pick up the slack on those weeks.
Yes.
Got it. I'm actually looking forward to it. But between now and then, we have lots of stuff to talk about. I think there was a game you mentioned the last time we had a podcast before Listen to Your Heart started. Do you still have that game in your pocket?
I do. I think it's on my laptop.
Fantastic. So we'll get to do that next week and all this fun stuff. What are you guys listening to?
Did I download a new... I thought I downloaded a new podcast, but I don't think I did.
I'm listening to the beautiful sounds of Pat walking on the roof, and that's legit, like, all I listen to.
Have you guys...
And turning on a blender.
Have you guys heard of Songland?
Yeah, I watched that.
What? Why haven't you brought this up to me?
Oh, because I didn't know you guys would be interested.
So it comes on after...
I'm just kidding.
Dang. It comes on after The Voice, right?
Yeah. It's really interesting.
Yeah. My girlfriend has shared with me like the Lady Antebellum song, and she shared with me the Florida Georgia Line song, and she explained it to me. I haven't watched it, but it sounds like a pretty cool concept.
Yeah.
So tell us what happens.
They have like it's either 3 or 4 budding songwriters come in. There might be more than that sometimes, for one particular artist who's looking to add a new song to their next album. And then they perform for the artist all their songs, and then the artist picks a couple different songs that I think 2 that they want to work with. Mm-hmm. So then the artist takes the songs back and they like do their own spin on them with the songwriter. And then they pick one of them and they actually sing and produce that song and add it to or they release it. I guess it's not a lot of people do albums now, but
Apple. Yeah, I am interested in this show. I have not watched a single episode, but it sounds like an interesting concept that I thought you two would like.
I haven't even heard of it.
Oh.
Yeah, Pat actually started watching it and told me to start watching it. So we have it recorded on our DVR. It's honestly, like, there are a lot of really talented people out there, because I think there was one from a couple of years ago, or maybe it was last year, that we watched with the Jonas Brothers. Mm-hmm. And like every single song that was presented to them, I was like, wow, that's a really good song. Or like, could be. But yeah.
I discovered a new song this week outside of Kaitlyn Bristowe.
I was like, outside of Kaitlyn Bristowe?
It's by an artist called Travis Denning, and it's called Abby, Abby, and it is like, I was like, oh, is this going to be a song about some girl named Abby? But no. Abby is an acronym for Anybody But You. And it's just so cute. I'm like, oh, that is clever. That is clever.
A country song?
Yeah. Okay. Travis Denning. And then podcast-wise, one of my girlfriends introduced me to a couple that I've been listening to. I just have to find it.
Well, there's a new podcast that I thought that you might like, Janet. It's by Nikki Boyer, and I think it's called Daily Smile or something like that.
Ooh.
And every day she has like a short little podcast where she talks about something positive. Like she tells a story or she interviews somebody who talks about a positive experience in their life or something that changed their life in a positive way. And it's just kind of, so I've heard about it. I haven't listened to it yet, but
I'll have to check that one out.
Like that. Yeah.
The 2 that she recommended, and I've listened to one but not the other, is True Crime Bullshoot. But it's SH****. Have you guys heard of that one?
Mm-mm.
And then the other one is An Animal Saved My Life.
Oh, I don't think I could listen to that.
I can't listen to that either.
Why?
It's too emotional.
Yeah.
I haven't listened to it, but it's on my to-dos.
Yeah, no.
What are you guys watching on TV?
Masked Singer, I think, is that the finale tonight, or is it tomorrow night, or next week? I don't know.
I think it's tonight. They're down to 3. What do they do for the finale night? 3?
Yeah, and then it should be a 2-hour event or something.
Oh, okay.
I'm not watching anything new on TV.
Yeah, we're in the middle of a Star Wars marathon. And it's going really well. I feel like I totally understand the storylines way better than I did previously. So, it's awesome.
I have been all about the Hallmark Murders and Mystery Channel, and I have been binging the Aurora Teagarden Mysteries. It's starring Candace Cameron Bure.
Oh, I did like her.
I love her. All right, do you have your positive Polly moment?
I do. This might not be as positive as we're hoping for, but I'm going to give it anyways. Holding on to anger is like grasping a hot coal with the intent of throwing it at someone else. You are the one who gets burned. And that's like a Buddha thing.
Very nice. I like that. Yep. It's a good reminder. Out of our wine book, we have number 39. To get rid of red wine stains on the carpet, sponge the spot with soda water or sparkling mineral water and blot it dry with a cloth. Then treat the area with a good carpet shampoo, but don't scrub. Rinse it out thoroughly and leave to dry naturally, perhaps with the windows open.
Well, there you have it.
There we have it. Well, thank you guys so much. I know, neither of us were, 100% into podcasting this week, but we did it. We rocked it. Listen to Your Heart Is Over. We'll be back next week with, a whole blank slate of content.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening. We'll talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.